sleigh ride together with you. Outside the snow is falling and friends are calling you. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you.
That was Sleigh Ride by Trap Music Now. Welcome to the Rise Review, extended for December 19th through December 27th, 2022. A 55-year-old man was hit by gunfire on Saturday near the South Chicago South Shore border. According to reports, around 5:48 p.m., the man was on the street of the 7900 block of South Colfax when he was shot. He was struck in the hand. He was transported to the University of Chicago Medical Center and last reported in good condition. A 29-year-old man was shot in Heguish's Harbor Point Estates on Sunday. Around 12:01 a.m., the man was on the 4000 block of East 134th Street. Reports state the victim was unable to provide details of the incident, but he was hit by gunfire in the foot. He was transported to Trinity Hospital, where he was last reported in good condition. During the week, police arrested 39-year-old Anthony Xavier Carr for the murder of Brittany K. Smith. Brittany was killed on December 3rd on the 6100 block of Noble near Memorial Park. Anthony had reportedly been dating and living with Brittany for several months, although witnesses described their relationship as rocky. Brittany's mother told police that Anthony was arguing with Brittany the night before at Brittany's house. They had reportedly both left going their own separate ways. After the argument, her mother said she didn't hear from Brittany the next day, so she drove to the home and found the rear door kicked in. Inside, she found Brittany slumped against the bedroom wall, with 3 gunshot wounds to the head. Police say another witness says she and her boyfriend attempted to call Brittany on the 3rd, but Anthony answered, saying that Brittany was where she was supposed to be. Another witness claims they saw Anthony armed with a handgun. Anthony told police he did argue with Brittany, but he says he went home and then went to sleep before going to a friend's house to party and then going to sleep again. One of Anthony's friends says he briefly visited but then left and returned crying, saying he was going to jail for the rest of his life. Police say they found Anthony's cell phone data, which showed he was in the area of Brittany's home near the early morning hours until about the time a neighbor said they heard gunshots. A 51-year-old man was robbed at gunpoint in South Shore. According to police, the man got a call to buy a vehicle on the 7600 block of South Essex around 10:05 a.m. When he arrived, a person took out a handgun and demanded his wallet. The attacker then punched the man before fleeing. The man was taken to South Shore Hospital and was last reported in good condition. 99-year-old Almaisa Herard died after a fire in South Chicago on Friday. The fire broke out just after midnight on the 8200 block of South Saginaw. Responding to the fire, the Chicago Fire Department transported the woman to Trinity Hospital, where she passed away. No other injuries were reported. Severe weather affected area residents during the week. On Thursday, frigid temperatures began hitting the area. Snow trucks and plows cleaned roads throughout the region as warnings were issued of a major snowstorm and possible blizzard conditions. Several inches of snow fell upon the area, but many businesses remained open. Residents took to shoveling sidewalks, and some still went about their daily routines despite the freezing temperature. On Friday, a Northwest Indiana power outage affected area residents. According to reports, nearly 1,400 NIPSCO customers were impacted in Whiting. Scattered outages also occurred in Hammond, Chesterton, Valparaiso, and LaPorte. NIPSCO claimed that high winds were causing trees and limbs to damage equipment, with icy roads causing vehicles to hit electric poles in some areas. Power was out for some from the afternoon until overnight, when NIPSCO crews were able to restore power. On Friday, 2 separate crashes caused traffic problems for commuters in Northwest Indiana. A tractor-trailer had jackknifed near Hobart on I-65, blocking northbound lanes between 53rd and 49th for several hours. A separate crash involving another tractor-trailer between Indiana State Road 2 and 205th Avenue had closed off northbound lanes in the Windy area for several hours as well. At the last time of reporting, estimates were the roads were closed for about 4 to 5 hours. On Friday, the South Shore train line was suspended in both directions. Mechanical and overhead wiring issues caused a disruption which crews were not able to handle due to the freezing temperatures. The westbound train 18 was the last to run into Chicago. Eastbound trains 111 and 119 were the last to depart at 4:02 and 5:58 p.m., respectively, but all trains following that were canceled. A judge has ordered Franciscan Health to keep the doors open on St. Margaret's. On Thursday, Judge Bruce D. Parent granted an injunction at the request of Hammond Mayor Thomas McDermott Jr. to prevent the hospital from closing its emergency medical services at the end of this week. Attorneys argued that Franciscan Alliance broke its promise 18 months ago to provide 24/7 medical services while demolishing the rest of the facility. The city asked that the emergency room be kept open for an additional 18 months as McDermott pursues other medical providers to take over the space. McDermott argued the closing would harm other development plans in the city. The judge agreed only that the provider would have to operate emergency services for an additional 9 months, after which, reports state, he warned he may not extend the order. Various area organizations held holiday events during the week. The Bridges Puentes Collective hosted their annual toy drive. The group delivered gifts to some area residents during the snowstorm. The Chicago chapter of the Brown Berets National Organization delivered food to a Slag Valley homeless shelter. The group was joined by aldermanic candidate Jessica Venegas, who donated food. Other area groups also provided services and assistance to needy families over the Christmas holiday. And that ends our review for December 19th through December 27th, 2022. Thank you for joining us for this review. Peace.
Giddy yap, giddy yap, giddy yap, let's go. Let's look at the show. We're riding in a wonderland of snow. Giddy yap, giddy yap, giddy yap, it's grand. Just holding your hand. We're gliding along with the song of a wintry fairyland.